When we finally decide to try sunscreen as black women or black men, they leave us looking casket ready. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Reni. If you're new here, I do fashion, finance, lifestyle, and much more on this channel. And today we're going to do something a little different and do a video all about skincare and sunscreen. So if you have followed or if you found me from my video that went a little bit viral, the ordinary skincare video, I have really changed my skin over the past 6 months and I've been able to get it very clear, but I realized that one of the key things that you need to know when you're doing your skincare routine is that you need sunscreen. A lot of black people think that they don't need sunscreen, but the gag is if you're doing all these different things to your skin and trying to work on your skin and protect your skin, but you're not putting sunscreen on, you're basically wasting your time. So I know that a lot of times when we finally decide to try sunscreen as black women or black men, they leave us looking casket ready, and it's like you have a horrible white cast on your face, or they're really oily, or they make you break out. I know the struggle, trust me. I've tried a lot of sunscreens, so I decided to try different sunscreens so you don't have to. So usually I wear chemical sunscreens, and chemical sunscreens have UV filters that absorb the rays and protect your skin that way. There has been a little bit of skepticism about chemical sunscreens because they do absorb in your bloodstream. I know that everything you pretty much put on your skin absorbs in your bloodstream, so I don't know what the big deal is, but I decided to try out a few mineral sunscreens for those people who do not want to use chemical sunscreens. Mineral sunscreens are known to be better for sensitive skin. So if chemical sunscreen has been breaking you out in the past, you've tried a few different ones and they're breaking you out, physical sunscreen or mineral sunscreen has been known not to break people out as much. So hopefully some of these work for you. Also, mineral sunscreens are supposed to be better for the environment as well. A lot of them are reef safe and coral safe, so I just decided to try those out. And mineral sunscreens especially are known for leaving that horrible white cast because there's zinc oxide in them, and it leaves like zinc oxide makes you look pasty, ashy, dry, like horrible. So I decided to try them so that you don't have to. Another thing I see when I search up sunscreens that are good for black women, especially when I'm looking on YouTube, a lot of them are great, but then they're only available in, say, Europe, or they're only available in the States. So I live in Canada, so I decided to show you ones that are available here in Canada. They're also available in the States if you want, but for my Canadian girls, you can get them here. Some of them are really inexpensive and some of them are quite expensive, but I just tried 4 of them out. And these are highly rated. You'll see my opinions on them and if they're actually, they actually don't leave a white cast, but we'll get into that soon. One thing I will say, and I'm gonna preface this for all of the sunscreens, I follow Makeup for Women of Color on Twitter, and she is an esthetician named Tiara who actually gives lots of free skincare advice. So she says that the adequate protection, and many dermatologists will agree, that the adequate protection for sunscreen is 2 finger lengths full. So you put 2 finger lengths of sunscreen, okay? So I'm putting that much on. So a lot of people's reviews that I watch, they're putting a little bit of sunscreen, like a dab on each part of their face, but that apparently is not adequate sun protection. So I put enough, and that is why oftentimes I will see a white cast, and some other YouTubers that you watch may not see a white cast. Just before I begin this video, I recorded myself trying on each and every sunscreen, and you will see that my hair changes from one video to the next, and my bathroom was under construction in one video, so it's a little bit of a mess, but I tried them all on for you and I'm gonna give you my honest review now. So sunscreen number 1 was La Roche Posay's Ultra Light Anthelios Mineral Tinted Sunscreen. That's a bit of a mouthful, but it's SPF 50. It's supposed to have great coverage, and the website actually is very detailed in all the claims that it makes. A lot of black women seem to like this one. 100% mineral sunscreen, and it's a universal shade for an instant natural glow. Personally, when I hear universal shade, I'm like, that's not gonna work for me. universal to a lot of beauty companies is white, so I just automatically assume it's not going to work for me, but I saw glowing reviews about this one, so I decided I had to try it. This one cost $34, but there was a sale, so you can get it. It was like maybe $28 when I bought it, and the shipping took 5 days, so it was pretty quick, and there was free shipping as well. Here's my review. So this sunscreen was this is the first mineral sunscreen I'd ever tried, because this was the first one. This is the one that arrived first, and my first thought was that it's really runny. So I'll insert a video of me putting it on my skin, and you'll see that it's like a very watery texture and consistency. I wasn't used to this because I usually use chemical sunscreens, which the ones I've used have all been a thick, creamy texture. So this is very watery, and the color was like a very light brown, which was concerning to me because it didn't look like it would match my skin tone at all. So I put it on my face, and it literally took 6 minutes to rub in.
5 hours later.
I recorded it so I can actually see how long it took me to rub it in, and it was 6 minutes and 38 seconds to fully rub it in and remove the white cast. Personally, I do not have time to be rubbing my sunscreen in on my face for 6 minutes at a time. It's not feasible for me. I would not enjoy that. So I used it that first day, and I have not used it since. I'm not a fan of this one. It actually left my skin feeling very dry, and I felt like there was a film on top of my face. It left me looking pretty matte. So if you have oily skin, this may be a good one for you because it leaves a very matte finish on your face. So if you're interested in that and you have oily skin, this may be a great one for you. One thing I noticed with this one was because the texture was so different from the chemical sunscreens that I'm used to. When I was putting it all over my face and it was in my eyebrows, I could feel it in my eyebrows throughout the whole day. I don't know if with my chemical sunscreen, I don't really have to avoid my eyebrows, but for this one, you definitely have to avoid any hair that's on your face because it will stick to the hairs on your face and stay there for the rest of the day. Overall, it didn't leave a white cast, but I personally did not enjoy how it felt on my face, so I wouldn't purchase this again. Next sunscreen that I have is Supergoop. Supergoop is known for making sunscreen. Sunscreen is all that they make. I don't think they make any other products, so they should be good at what they do. Like, this is what they are. This is their expertise. This is their niche. They should know how to do this, right? So Unsun Sunscreen by Supergoop is one that is very famous by them, but it's always sold out in Canada. So I got their mineral sunscreen, as I said, and it's called Supergoop Zinc Screen, and it's SPF 40. The first thing that I noticed was the color of the sunscreen. So when I dispensed it, it was like pink. So I was kind of like, okay, this one, the other one took long to rub in. This one is gonna take so much longer. Like, there's no possible way that this will blend into my skin tone because it's pink, you know? But surprisingly, it only took 2.5 minutes, which is still a long time, but it took 2 minutes and 30 seconds to rub into my skin, but it left me very glowy. And if I read from the website, it says it's a non-nano 100% mineral lightweight moisturizer that delivers broad spectrum protection and lightweight hydration, perfect for sensitive, oily, and acne prone skin. So I have acne prone dry skin. It didn't say it was perfect for me, but I really did enjoy this one. It left me looking very glowy. And it's a great primer for makeup. So afterwards, I tried on my makeup. I wore it for many days. I'll actually insert a clip of me with makeup on after, but I really did like the finish that it gave me. It acts as a great primer. The only downfall that I'll say about this one is it has a weird smell. So it's not like it's a fragrance smell, it's just the smell of sunscreen and the smell of zinc oxide, but it's not the nicest smell. So once it's on your face, honestly, I didn't smell it at all. So it's just as I was putting it on and smelling my fingers, I was like, ugh, I don't know if I want this on my face. But you really don't notice it once it's there. So that's the only thing I would say about this I did not like. Other than that, I really liked it. Even with the 2 fingers full, it did not leave a white cast. So highly recommend. If you made it this far in the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me what you want to see next. Also, this one was $55, which is pretty pricey. I would repurchase, but I still love my chemical sunscreens, and I found much cheaper chemical sunscreens. So it's nice, but it's not it won't be my go-to. Next, we have the Dermalogica Invisible Defense SPF 30. So if you know me, you know I love Dermalogica products. I'm a big fan of them. They are pretty expensive, but all the ones that I use on a regular basis do work, and I'm a huge fan of Dermalogica. So I was very excited to receive this one. It is a whopping $77. So it is pricey. I don't know if I would actually repurchase it because it's that pricey, but let me give you my review. So the first thing, I ordered it and they actually sent me the chemical sunscreen instead, which is the Prisma Protect sunscreen. I love the Prisma Protect sunscreen, so I was not upset, but I wanted to try the mineral sunscreen. So I had to wait like a week or two more, and then I got the mineral sunscreen finally. The first thing I noticed was actually when I opened it and I saw this pamphlet. So this pamphlet actually has a black woman on it, and honestly, when it comes to sunscreen, you rarely see black women who are advertised on sunscreen because a lot of times their formulas don't work for us. So I was pleasantly surprised to see a black woman on the packaging. It made me very happy. As I always say, representation matters, but yes, this was very reassuring and I was very excited to see that. But to my surprise, when I opened it, it was white. So I've gone from a brown tinted sunscreen from Roche Posay to a pink sunscreen from Supergoop to a white sunscreen from Dermalogica, and I'm like, oh my goodness, it's just gonna be worse and worse. But I was like, hey, let me just believe in Dermalogica because their products usually have not failed me. So I was like, okay, let me just believe and trust. And for $77, this has to work, you know? Dermalogica claimed that it was an invisible, weightless defense that blends easily on skin, featuring only non-nano zinc oxide. Say goodbye to thick white residues with this physical SPF formula that provides added blue light protection and helps soothe away the effects of environmental aggressors. It's also vegan, gluten-free, and paraben-free. So I opened it, started putting it on my face, and I rubbed it in. One thing I really liked is the texture. So the texture of it and the consistency is like a lotion. It is a very moisturizing, thick lotion. So if you have oily skin, I don't know if I would recommend this for you because it is it leaves you very glowy, and if you're already someone who produces a lot of oil, it may leave you looking even glowier. So I do love the sunscreen, however, it did leave a white cast. It left a white cast only when I used 2 fingers full of sunscreen. If you only use a little sunscreen, which doesn't make sense because it's not adequate coverage, but if you are someone who doesn't put 2 fingers worth of sunscreen, it'll work for you perfectly. Like, there's no problem with it. It leaves you very glowy. I love the finish, and it's also great under makeup. But if you're someone like me who will be putting the full 2 fingers full worth of sunscreen, this will leave you looking ashy, dusty, crusty. It's not a look. It's not a look. So I unfortunately cannot recommend this. It's not something I would wear out unless I'm wearing makeup on top of it. Whereas I don't really wear makeup on the days that I'm not filming, so I would really enjoy a sunscreen that does not require me to wear makeup to hide the white cast. I will still continue to use their chemical sunscreen, but this mineral sunscreen unfortunately is a no for me. And last but not least, we have Unsun Cosmetics. So Unsun Cosmetics is not one of the huge brands like the other three that I mentioned. Unsun Cosmetics is actually a black owned brand. It's actually owned by Frank Ocean's mother, and she recently came out with a sunscreen line because she said sunscreen is for everyone, and especially dark skinned women need to be able to wear sunscreen. So I was super excited to receive this. It was actually $25 US and it came to 39 Canadian with the shipping as well. Unfortunately, it's not directly available. You can't buy it in the store in Canada, but it's available via, they'll ship it to you from the States. So the claims with this sunscreen are that the Unsun Mineral Tinted Sunscreen is our best seller, and it is 100% mineral sunscreen, primer and color corrector all in one. That's a huge claim. This sunscreen was formulated to cover a range of skin tones from very light to light sprinkled with freckles without leaving behind a ghostly residue. Allow Unsun to minimize your pores and moisturize your skin. Feel free to wear alone or as a primer under your makeup. This incredible blend of natural extracts add to this amazingly clean, non-animal tested and reef safe formulation. Stay protected. So, experience with Unsun Cosmetics was that they first sent me the wrong package. This was disappointing, obviously. So they have a mineral tinted sunscreen for light skin, one for dark skin, and one that is supposed to be universal. So they sent me the light skin one and the universal one, and actually the hand cream. Obviously, I, being a dark skinned woman, ordered the dark skin sunscreen, and this is the only one that they didn't send me. So I emailed them and their customer service was amazing. Right away they sent me the new one, but then Donald Trump decided to fight or whatever he was doing with USPS, so it took about a month to get here. So I was really trying to get this video out, so I actually decided to record that video of me trying on the universal one, because if it's universal, it should work for me, right? So I tried on the universal one, and unfortunately it also left me a white cast. I really liked the consistency once again. It was similar to the Dermalogica one, so it was very thick and creamy, good for dry skin, but it didn't leave you too glowy, which I really liked. Especially if you have oily skin, it won't leave you too glowy. Then I tried on the dark skin one, and this was much better. As it came from a black woman, obviously I'm expecting that it should not leave a white cast because she tried it on herself, and it did not fail me. It definitely did not leave a white cast. It was actually very moisturizing. It was just like the other one, but the only difference was it didn't leave a white cast. It took a little bit of time to rub in, but it did not leave a white cast. It leaves you looking nice. It's very good under makeup, just like the Dermalogica one. So I would definitely equate this one to the Dermalogica one, except for literally half the price of the Dermalogica one. So if you can order this, I would definitely recommend it. If you have oily skin and you're deciding between this one or the other ones, I think this one would be a good option for you because it is not too glowy, but you still look nice, you know? You still look like your skin is hydrated. That's how I would describe it. Not glowy, but hydrated. And I also recorded a video of me wearing this under makeup, so you can see that. I'll just attach it right now. As you can see, I tried out all these different sunscreens so that you don't have to. You can just decide which ones you actually think will work. The only two that I would really recommend to you would be the Supergoop Zinc Screen and the Unsun Cosmetics Dark Skin Tinted Mineral Sunscreen. Those two, amazing. And those are the two that I'm consistently reaching for. If you guys want to see me do a review about chemical sunscreen, because that is what I used to use all the time and that is what I still do love using, because you don't have to worry about rubbing them in for so long. But if you want to see a review about that, let me know. I'm actually partnering with another YouTuber to bring you the best sunscreens for dry skin and then the best sunscreens for combination skin or normal skin. So if you want to see that, let me know. It will be coming soon if enough of you actually want to see it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope to enjoy my brutally honest review, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye.